as I'm guessing that many of you are, because of everything that's happening in the world right now. It's a really different time, and us here at the Glowforge team, we're here in Seattle. We typically all work in an office together, and we've had to move our whole operation to our homes. But we still wanted to show you an amazing printing experience today.
So maybe we can introduce ourselves and tell you where we're at. So I'm Dan Shapiro. I'm the founder and CEO. I am here in my garage. Normally, my Glowforge, which is named Glow Your Boat, because every Glowforge gets its own name, and my 11-year-old twins named ours. So this is Glow Your Boat. Normally, Glow Your Boat is in a tiny little office over in the back. But today, I dragged it out in the garage, pulled together some IKEA furniture and set up a little place here so that you can see, because my office is so tiny you wouldn't be able to see it if it was back there. And Nick, do you mind introducing yourself and our special guest there?
Sure thing. Hi everybody, my name's Nick. I'm one of the content designers here at Glowforge. This is my son who's joined us just to say hi to everybody. Can you wave?
Hi.
Good job. Hi, Dan.
And hi, Knox.
He's trying to put the AirPod in right now so you can speak to everybody live.
Hi, Knox.
Hi, Knox. And so I know Nick and Knox printed something yesterday that we got on video. We wanted to be sure that, live TV can be a little difficult when you're this big. So we got that recorded. We'll be playing that for you a little later. You can see something that Nick and Knox made together. And Bailey?
Yes. Hi, I'm Bailey. I am on our growth team here, and you can see my cat walking behind me right now. So I'm here in my home office, i.e. our spare bedroom, and I've got a treadmill right here to my right and an exercise bike to my left. So it's very glamorous. But yeah, you might see a couple cats walk by or something. But I am I'm so thrilled that we're still able to stream from home. We're really lucky to be kind of quarantined in a time of technology like this.
I know. I raided the office a couple days ago for equipment, so I've got some lights here. The garage setup is rather hilarious. I've actually got, right now I'm streaming on my phone, and then I've got a second camera that I can talk to you from that we've got over on the other side of the garage. And actually, I did want to take a second and thank you for tuning in today. These are wild times, and we're suddenly learning to do things from home that we've always had done for us, that we've always had people do outside of the house. We're cooking more than we ever had. We're doing artwork together, and we're finding ways to find joy in being cooped up in the strangest situation I've ever been in my life. In fact, my kids were on a video chat with my mother-in-law, and she was talking to them about what it was like to live through World War II and the Blitz. These are times that we're going to remember for generations to come. And the impact of this, we're still trying to wrestle with this and understand. So it's kind of strange. The one thing that's been so powerful for my family is to be able to create things for ourselves while we're here at home. And I'm excited to be able to show you some of that. So Bailey, I know we've got a bunch of questions. I think I'm the only one among us who's got a live printer that we can print with. So why don't you start out talking about maybe answering a question or two from the audience. I'm going to go onto my computer and I'm going to get started, and we'll make something and everybody can see how it's done.
Absolutely. So yes, I can see there are just tons of you in chat. I saw earlier we were asking kind of how many of you have used a Glowforge never, ever, or just a few times, or many times. Maybe you're already a customer and you are just visiting us to say hey. But I see that there's lots of people who have never, ever used a Glowforge before. That seems most people here. So good news, you'll see one today in Dan's home. But some questions that I'm seeing coming through are about setup. And so I see from Jacob, he was asking how easy is it to set up, and is he going to need help? And you know what? You will need help to pick up the Glowforge because it weighs about 70 pounds, and it's.
I have done it myself.
Yeah.
Don't do it yourself. It's like,
no.
It's one of those awkward moving a giant suitcase type experiences. You do want another pair of hands.
Exactly. But other than the awkwardness of the size, you shouldn't need another a setup assistant. So as long as you got somebody to lift the box onto a table, believe it or not, most of our customers tell us that they are up and printing with their Glowforge within about 30 minutes of it arriving on their doorstep. So it's just take it out of the box, plug it in, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and print. And then we've got a couple great.
Yeah, I was going to say it's true. We might have a video on our site of we actually took somebody who'd never touched one before and went from start to finish and had them set it up, and it took about 27 minutes from start to finish. We recorded the whole thing. I don't know if it's possible for you to show my screen as like a picture in a picture or side by side while Bailey's talking, but I'm going to throw together a little coaster. We'll call it the at home coaster. And you can watch me do that while Bailey's answering this question, and then we'll go print it together to get things started. So I don't know if our intrepid stream maestro can do that, but hopefully you can see my screen right now, and I'm going to get started on this. So Bailey, why don't you go ahead and take another question while you do that?
Yeah, so I see Christy's asking about printing real estate signs and banners. So that's an interesting question. Real estate signs and banners, if you're looking for some kind of durable outdoor material, I'm not totally sure, but you can certainly make signs out of tons of materials like wood, acrylics that could be water resistant. So yes, I've definitely seen sign making as a main use case. Wooden signs, home numbers for the house for closing gifts. I see. Oh, that is a awesome idea. And actually, we had a customer I saw who was also a real estate agent, and for closing gifts, he was gifting his clients with engraved cutting boards for their new homes with like their new address or sometimes like a image of their home. So that's an awesome idea to enhance your business and your relationship with your customers, your clients. I see Daniel B is saying, what about printing on things that aren't perfectly flat, like a pen? Yeah, so as you know, when you open the lid of the Glowforge and put an object in, you've got, a certain amount of clearance. So yes, you can put in not perfectly flat objects. A pen is a great example. You just have to keep in mind that we've got about 2.5 inches of vertical height to work with. So you could do maybe a champagne flute, but not a big wine goblet, for example. All right.
So I just got a note that I was diligently designing this and in fact had not pushed the share screen button. This is super fun. So hey, I'm going to design it again. And we're just going to do it from scratch, which is good because I had a typo in that one and I want to fix it. So I'm going to say printing together at home, not at Homer. Okay, so I put that text in place and I'm going to make a circle. There we go. And because the circle is going to be cut, I'm going to make it a line. If it was filled in like you saw before, then it would be engraved. And that's one of the ways that you decide what you're going to do. If it's filled in, it's going to be engraved, or if it's a photo, it's going to be engraved. If it's a line, then it's going to be cut. Because this is text.
What program are you using? Is that Illustrator?
Oh, yeah, thanks for asking. This is Adobe Illustrator. There are actually scores of programs that people use. There's free software like Inkscape. There's paid software like Adobe Illustrator. Folks use Photoshop. Folks use advanced CAD software. Folks will also go and use something like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Google Slides. Even Office software can be used. Anything that can output a PDF file can be used with your Glowforge. And that sort of freedom about the design tools that you may already have or may already be familiar with, so you don't have to learn to use something new, gives you incredible capability to design. In fact, you can even design with just a pen. In fact, my daughter may come by a little later and do some of that for us and actually do a drawing with a pen. So here I did this in Adobe Illustrator. You saw I typed the text, I made the circle. Now I'm going to copy. And then I'm going to go over and paste. And my guess is you're going to lose the screen. Yeah, we're on the wrong screen. So let me go and find you the right screen share. Here we go. We're going to share screen. I'm going to share oh, here we go. I'm going to share the Glowforge software. Now you get software for your Glowforge, unlimited, free for life. When you buy your software, it runs in the cloud. So that means you can use it from Windows, from Macintosh, from Chromebook. It doesn't matter what you use it from. It's a simple and easy to use interface. And you can see some of the things that I printed recently. You remember I copied from Adobe Illustrator. I said Control-C, and now I'm over and doing Control-V to paste. And bang, there we go. There's a little cow that you're seeing in the middle of my screen. That isn't an artifact. I'll explain the little cow later. I'm gonna put him right there. There we go, moo. All right, so I have a piece of material here. This is basswood hardwood. We have a whole line of materials that are ready for you to print.
Uh-oh, I think we just lost Dan's mic. Oh, here, Dan, I think I can hear you again. Oh, maybe not. My goodness. Well, while Dan figures out his audio, I can go back to a few questions. Thank you all so much for bearing with us through the technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties at home.
Oh, I hear you now, Dan.
Are you hearing me again?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I have no idea what went, but if it goes again, just let me know. Okay, so are you able to see my screen now, or just the rail of my garage? Let's see if you can switch over to my screen. I don't know if we have that. Are we able to see that? Bailey, are you able to see my screen?
I don't see it again. I'm just seeing you at your desk still.
All right. Well, let me try one more time to see if I can share the screen with you. And there we go.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Now it's going to do it.
So just to recap, I typed
There
printing together at home. I made a circle. I copied it. And now I came over here to the Glowforge app, the free app that's included, and pasted it. And here it is. I can drag it into place. In fact, I can drag it with a touchpad. Here we go. And then I can shrink it down to fit. If I wanted to, I have all the usual tools to rotate and the like. And that's pretty much it. So this material in here, this proof grade material, is material we sell. You can also use material that you get yourself from Home Depot. You can go find a rock outside and engrave it. You can take a bar of chocolate and laser your chocolate. The sky's the limit in terms of materials. There are dozens of materials that are supported. So I'm going to click print here. And now it's going to prepare the print to run. It sends it via Wi-Fi, and you heard how fast that was. The laser is now preparing to print. It's auto-focusing on the material. It's going to show me how long it takes. Now, some of you may have heard of traditional 3D printers, which build things up layer on layer with little like plastic noodles. They squirt out a little noodle of plastic. They can take hours or even days to create a print. But printing with a Glowforge 3D laser printer is incredibly fast. And we're about to see that right here. It's going to take, my guess is it's going to take 3 or 4 minutes to create this print. Out right on the nose, 4 minutes and 23 seconds to do this. And now this is my favorite part. So this beautiful glowing red button right next to the wooden cow, which we'll talk about later, this beautiful glowing red button, if we can switch so that you can see, I think we may still have my screen on, but if we can
see, oh yeah, there you are.
Perfect. All right, there's only one button on the whole machine. There's nothing to get wrong. You push the button, it starts printing. And if my kids were in here, they'd be arguing over who gets to push it, but it's just me.
Lucky you.
And we might be able to switch over and get an inside view. Right here. I'm not sure if we're able to do that. And you can actually see what's going on inside. Well, we'll see if that pops up in a minute. But
we'll see it, not yet.
but it's running right now. It's about as loud as a vacuum cleaner. I'm not sure if you can hear me. But while it's running, it sounds about like you've got your regular vacuum going. I'm also using the compact filter, which is right here. It's about the size of a recycle bin, and it lets you put your Glowforge anywhere. About 2/3 of our customers are using a Glowforge with a window, and they just put it next to a window and then it can vent outside. About 1/3 opt for the compact filter, which lets you put it anywhere, lets you put it anywhere in your house with power and Wi-Fi. So while I've got this print going, Bailey, would you like to take another question?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as soon as this print finishes, it looks like we'll have a special guest. Come on over, sweetie. Have a seat.
Wonderful. So from chat, so I see Ruben is asking, is it appropriate to use indoors in a low ventilation area, kind of like Dan's in right now, assuming you can get a hose out the window? Yes, if you can get a hose outside, then I think you should be fine. I've used it in small areas in my house. I've used it at conferences and in different offices all over. Yes. Annabella is asking about printing on food like chocolate. Yes, food is a really fun one, but I will say a caveat at the beginning. We do recommend that if you are printing on food with your Glowforge, that you have a food Glowforge and then a different Glowforge for other non-food objects, just for your safety. So food like chocolate though is a blast. If you've ever seen our the video on our homepage, you can see some little chocolate rockets that we made for the birthday party scene in there. I've also seen engraving on like macarons, pumpkin pies. Actually, a fun one is that we'll bring up later. I think we've got a photo of it, is laser guacamole, but I don't want to go away from the print right now. So keep that in mind, laser guacamole.
And a lot of folks do food for decorative purposes on the same Glowforge they use for everything else. But just out of an abundance of safety, we have to recommend that if you put non-food stuff in there, that you don't eat food that goes in afterwards.
Exactly.
So we've only got 2 minutes left. Is it possible that we could, do we have that laser guacamole? Is that something we could show right now?
Yeah, Nick has some of the photos, so if you can bring those up. Oh, not yet.
All right, while we're looking for that, I'll show you some odds and ends on my desk. This is something you may have seen on our homepage. It's actually a design, I have no artistic talent, but I did find a window that I really liked, and it was made of just circles and lines. And so when I looked at it, I said, oh, I could make that pattern work.
Oh,
and
we're getting
that's
some
where the laser guacamole came from. Nice. Feliz Cinco de Mayo.
Now, if that doesn't show breadth of capability of the Glowforge, from guacamole to a beautifully printed hardwood pencil box. I don't know
and we got something else here.
Now?
So my daughter has got a paint set. So we had 50 paints to organize and paintbrushes, and we custom designed this paint rack to hold all of them. So you can grab it, move it somewhere, holds the brushes, and keeps all those organized. Thank you, sweetie.
Now, Darren, are you printing on a basic, a plus, or a pro? We're getting
Great question.
Tucker is asking.
Yeah, this is a Glowforge Pro. So this is our top of the line model. The Glowforge Basic is fantastic. And nobody says, I wish I hadn't bought a Glowforge Basic. But we do get a lot of people who say, I kind of wish I'd upgraded to the Pro. Here's the way it goes. The Basic can make most of the things you see here. It has the 40-watt laser. It has the free software for life. This is our salt and pepper shakers. We've had these in use for about a year now at the house. And it lets you create just about anything you can imagine. But then when you step up to the plus, you wind up with up to double the top printing speed. So you can create much more, much faster, and you get a double warranty. Finally, with the step up to the Pro, in fact, if you want, you can go just show those up at the camera. When you step up to the Pro, you get the more powerful 45-watt laser, which gives you improved cutting speeds. You get up to 3x faster top printing speeds. You get solid state cooling, so you can run all day long without pause. And you get the double warranty of the that you saw before. And so, 4 minutes later, you saw how long this took. Our little coaster is done here. And proof grade material comes with this beautiful white masking on it, which protects the material through the printing process. Now, what happens is, if you use material from Home Depot or sort of your standard material, then after the print is done, you have that discoloration that you can see. But with proof grade material, you can peel off the sticker, and I use duct tape and my assistant because it's easier. But you can peel off the material and see what's underneath. So you saw me design this. While I've got my special guest, let me see if she can design something for us too. Could you hold that up and show them the? Wait, there's a little bit left in the G. That's all right. That's okay. So there we go. Printing together at home.
Nice.
So, Hun, what is it that you were thinking about making? Oh, bunny. What is a bunny going to be like? A sign for the wall, or a pendant, or what are you thinking of? Earrings. Excellent. Yes, it's always important to to draft your designs. Okay, so you're going to draw that, and you're going to be drawing it with just a regular pen, right? Yeah. And Bailey, if you want, maybe we can do some more questions while we're working on this new design.
Yes, absolutely. So Timothy from chat is asking about printing on glass or on plexiglass. So the answer is for glass specifically, you can engrave or etch, but not cut through glass. But plexiglass or acrylic works wonderfully with Glowforge. In fact, I have next to me some engraved acrylic decor from my wedding, which was a few months ago. And so you can see this is like a timeline piece that I put together. It's engraved and then it's got you know, fake flowers on it.
I have to say, I've seen that piece in person and it is stunning.
Yeah,
this looks like something that you'd see at a celebrity wedding.
Okay. So yeah, acrylic is a really great, or plexiglass is a really fun material to work with. All right, let's see. They're asking a lot about ventilation, a little bit more about that. So like we said, maybe you missed that just a moment ago. If you're in an enclosed space, venting with your dryer tube that comes with the Glowforge out a window and you're good to go. Some of our customers though do choose to purchase our Glowforge air filter, which is a small little white box that sits right below your Glowforge on the ground, and then you can print in any enclosed space.
The Glowforge air filter is what I'm using here right now. I could also just open the garage door a couple inches and slide the hose out. We have folks who use windows. It's really up to you what's most convenient. But the great thing about the air filter, it just lets you put it anywhere.
And you said this is typically in your office, in your home, because it seems that people are wondering, like, can I really put this in my living room? And Nick, I do think I pulled a bunch of photos the other day of Glowforge in people's homes, so we could show off some of the fun setups. Maybe we could switch over to that for a moment and see them.
Absolutely.
That'd be great to see.
And I actually just connected my phone to the stream too. So if people are interested, I can show you exactly how I have my Glowforge set up. It's in my front office and it's venting right through a window. So here we go. I think you can see it right here. So excuse the mess, but I basically just have the ventilation hose from the back of the Glowforge here going through this piece of acrylic. And I just crack my window like this, open it up, and then I'm ready to print. Simple as that.
That's fantastic. I have a bunny earring that is just about ready to go.
Okay.
Would everybody like to see how we can transform my daughter's bunny into my daughter's new bunny earrings? Let's pull this up. So first I'm going to go back to share my screen and share the Glowforge screen here for you. So you can see now I'm going to so you can see this beautiful bunny here. And what I'm going to do is say add artwork and trace the bed image. And so this actually digitizes the image that's here, which means not only am I going to be able to print it now, but in the future, I can go make copies of this. If I want to run a bunny earring business, I could create dozens of bunny earrings by just copying and pasting a bunch of these. But
Easter is right around the corner.
That's right. So in fact, I am going to copy and paste 2 of them because it turns out most people have 2 ears. Actually, first I'm going to resize it. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to shrink it down to make a little stud size earring. Let's see, does that look about right? Yeah. Then I'm going to copy and paste. So I'm going to have 2 of them right next to each other. Oh,
you could see
my daughter says too small. Okay. There we go.
And Dan, Lisa and Anne on chat and are both asking, how does the software know which part to cut and which part to engrave? So maybe we can make sure we point that out here.
Great question. So when you're creating designs, anything that's filled in is going to be engraved, and anything that is a line is going to be cut. When you are there we go. When you are drawing, you click anything that you would like to be cut. So you have your choice. Now I put those in place. This is the great thing about the onboard camera. It's so easy to see right where it's going to land. And you can see if I wanted to change the cut to an engrave, I could do that. If instead of a cut line, I want to draw a light score line, I could do that. It's really simple to get exactly the design that you want. And then I'm going to say print. and it's going to go over. It's going to focus on the material, so you don't have to worry about any of the technology behind this. We've got things like autofocus and precision power that make sure it comes out exactly the way you want without you having to do any extra work. And you saw how fast that's moving. That's because the Pro has that 3x top speed. So once the print is calculated, it's going to show me the time here. The button's going to light up, and all we have to do is push it. If we want to cut to the wider angle, we can see our glowing button as soon as that's ready. And this one's yours, sweetie. Go ahead. So right now it's going over, and it's starting out by engraving the design that she drew. That means it goes back and forth, pulses the laser up to thousands of times a second, and creates a high resolution black and white image. You can also do 3D engraving where it can sculpt the surface and actually give you curves on top. Then it's going to go back at full power and cut out the outline. The whole thing's only going to take 2 minutes.
Incredible.
Let me get over so we can see the good stuff happening. Here we go. And again, this only takes 1 minute and 55 seconds. So I see some questions coming up. Randolph is asking about, I have no laser skills. Is it truly user-friendly if I have no experience with the laser? Honey, did you have any experience with the laser?
Kind of.
Kind of? Only from using the Glowforge.
Well, yeah, but
We have kids as young as 5 and 6 with adult supervision who can use the laser to create things from scratch. We have senior citizens who have no experience with design software, no experience with laser technology, who are creating a renaissance of their own creative capabilities by using a Glowforge, and everybody in between. The incredible thing about having a Glowforge in your home is that you have this creative potential. I mean, Randolph, you're wondering if you don't know how to use a laser. It literally has one button. It comes with everything you need in order to work. It comes with the free software. It comes with all the information to get started. It comes with tutorials. It comes with free designs. You will be holding your first print in your hand in 30 minutes from the time you get it. It is that simple. That's what I love about this. As somebody who has a background in engineering, I grew up making things, but that's something I want for everybody. I want for kids to be able to grow up having the experience of creating things. I want adults who might have been able to work in one medium. Maybe they were working in crafting. Maybe they were using, maybe they're sewing, maybe they're familiar with leathercraft, to be able to try something new, to be able to move to woodworking, to be able to move to paper cutting, things that they've never done before. Never in a million years would I have ever guessed that I could be a leather crafter, but somewhere down here, do you mind showing it? It was really easy. It was a free pattern on the internet, a rectangle and some circles for holes. And apparently mom needs to charge her battery.
Very fun.
And it's fast too. As you can see, we are done with the print. And if you cut back to our Glowforge cam, see the inside of the Glowforge.
Wow.
I will show you, this is my favorite part, is getting to take this out and see the beautiful results. And so we're going to, to actually turn these into earrings, I'm not going to do right now. We just glue some backings onto them and then they can drop into place just using regular super glue. You can buy the backings for like $5 for a whole stack of them on Amazon. But it is really incredible what you can create. I'll give you just one or two more examples of things I've got sitting around. My kids play Dungeons and Dragons with a whole group of their friends. Now they do it via Skype or Zoom. But we have these dice rollers that somebody in our community forum created, this design, created for free, has their names engraved on the back. And then check this out. Thank you, sweetie. And as you can see, the dice towers keep the dice from falling on the floor. So you drop it in and oops, it's all full of dice right now. And you get the dice coming out the other side. And I cannot tell you how nice it is to not have those dump on the ground. So dice towers are one of the things that we've created. Showed you the salt and pepper shakers before that we have on our dining room table. And the secret container on the bottom of the dice tower. So it is just amazing what you can create when you're stuck at home, whether it be for your family whether it be for gifts for friends or whether it be starting a business. And we have some incredible stories of people who started a business. Bailey, do you want to share a little bit about some of the folks who've actually turned their Glowforge into their new living?
Absolutely. So yes, so I hear this story all the time, and it's a little different. You know, sometimes the folks had a business in mind, or they already had a business, or sometimes you get a Glowforge and you start making things, and then it accidentally turns into a business because the things that you're making are so amazing, people want to buy them from you. So, Nick, I think I pulled together a few different photos of businesses that I thought we could look at, and then also we have an amazing video to share.
Absolutely. Which one would you like to start with first?
Let's do the photos first.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. 1 second. Let me pull that up.
While Nick's pulling that up, for those of you who've just joined us, I know there's at least hundreds. We may have over 1,000 people who are connected right now. We're streaming from our homes. We're in Seattle, so we're all in total lockdown. This is my basement, sort of improvised space, because normally my Glowforge is in a tiny little office in the back. Where there's not enough room for a camera, let alone to show what everybody's doing. Bailey's at home. Nick's there with his son, who you may hear in the background. And we're all making the best of being cooped up at home and making the best by making stuff. So Nick, you're going to show some of the folks who've created businesses with their Glowforge.
Absolutely. Here we go. Should be on your screen now.
So yeah, Akika, this first one, as you can see, she just won actually several design awards for this design. This is one of the handbags that she does. It's called the Tuki. And what's remarkable and incredible about this is it's made of a flat piece of hard wood. And then she's done this amazing living hinge design, which means that the cuts in the wood make it so that the wood is flexible. So she's able to create that clutch. Incredible. Next one.
Next. Oh, one too far. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so Homeward Goods. This is a brand that I found on Instagram that uses Glowforge to make leather goods, and these ones are AirPod case that goes on your keychain. I love. I won't even let myself get AirPods because I'll lose them immediately. But looks darling. Can we see the next one? Fall in Love Crafts. So this was a really neat one because what they do is you can order custom necklaces and jewelry out of acrylic for them, where you can get a loved one's fingerprint engraved on it. So I thought that was just so special.
Oh my gosh. And this is one of those things where, like, a moment of inspiration and somebody's actually creating a new livelihood at home for themselves and their families.
I think this one's a good example too. I don't know if this is a product that exists elsewhere. This is called a mini cruiser board. I'm not a skateboarder, so I'm not sure if it already existed, but I've seen lots of questions about putting a skateboard in a Glowforge, and skateboard's a little bit too long, but they seem to have solved that problem with this mini cruiser board, which is just adorable and so cool that it's engraved. And then Tiny Timber Co. So this is Natalia. She created a dollhouse business from home. And so she does this amazing tiny furniture, tiny art, tiny bed linens, and then also some jewelry. And then last but not least, and so we've got a video on this, and Kristen with Ray Create. So like I mentioned before, this is one of those circumstances where someone sort of like accidentally created a international business and now sells her products on Amazon. So this is just a really cool story. And
by the way, Cindy in chat is saying, can I purchase designs somewhere? Kristen also sells her designs. You can buy designs through our design catalog on catalog.glowforge.com. You might need to have your Glowforge already to be able to see them. I know she also told us that she's been making thousands of dollars selling her designs on Facebook. So whether you're somebody who just wants to click a design in print, or whether you're somebody who wants to earn a living through your creativity, you can buy and sell designs. And it's an amazing way to go create things that are way more complicated and involved than you might be able to create yourself. I know somebody said, hey, you cut away from the bunnies too fast. Can I see the bunnies again? So this is of course, is the answer. I'm going to show off the bunny my daughter created live for you, everybody. So that's the bunny she created. And here is the earring that she made, which is a little hard to see on camera because we use the dark walnut material that looks really stunning. But let's see, I'm not sure how well you can see that. But that's the walnut proof grade material. Do we have the video ready to go?
Yeah, can I quickly share something too, though, inspired by those
Please.
bunnies?
Yes.
Jeff, I don't know if you can switch to my camera, but this is another project that our family has been working on recently. We have a front yard out the front of our house. That's a common area that people can walk past. And every season we put new decorations in there. And with spring coming up, we've created these acrylic bunnies. Now it's just half the bunny's face, so we can stick it in the ground. It looks like the bunny's popping up. And they're just made from proof grade acrylic. So it's plastic material, glues together very easily. It's weatherproof. And in addition to the bunnies, we have a whole bunch of carrots too. So we have those scattered around, and the neighborhood kids walk by, they have their photos taken with them. They try and pick them up and knock them over. So we have to reset them all the time, but it's a really fun thing to do and really quick as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's a
and
great
just
idea.
a couple things from chat. Marilyn says Tiny Timber Company photo, sold her the Glowforge. Marilyn, I cannot wait to see what you're going to do with it. Michelle's asking, is Glowforge still shipping? All places are starting to reduce businesses. Yes, we've been working with our partners to ensure that we can deliver your Glowforge to you. If you order today, both the Plus and the Pro can be delivered in under 7 days or less. And so you can get those, and right now it's coming with free shipping. So Bailey, anything else we should say about the offer today that we have for the Glowforge printers?
Yes, in fact, I can't believe we've gotten this far without mentioning it yet, but we do have a special offer for all of you that are watching the live stream from home today. So it's good until March 31st. And it's $500 off a Pro, $250 off a Plus, or $100 off a Basic. And there are those prices. Nick will bring them up. And so to use it, you just go to glowforge.com/make-from-home. I like work from home, but make from home. And again, that expires on the 31st, and that'll get you a discount. So it might be a little confusing, I've heard, to use this link. So what you should expect to see is it'll take you directly to our order page, and you'll see a discounted price that says like referral price or referral discount. That means that you've applied this code. So
and as you can see, we are all making from home today. And we're making this live stream from home. My son just dropped in to join us. And actually, while you're here, do you mind showing on that camera right there that thing that you helped me to create? So our family, I mentioned before, plays Dungeons and Dragons together. And one of the things that's a piece of that is the Dungeon Master screen. And this is one that we made. So you can walk right up and walk around there and show it a little closer to the camera. So this is made of wood. The hinges are leather, and you can see, and then wood veneer on the top. So it looks like the side of a chest of drawers. And those are the kids' characters that they've designed that are engraved onto the wood. And so when we're playing, that sits on the table, and it is quite the spectacle. And I don't know what else went. What other laser made stuff do you use the most?
That's probably the one.
This is probably the one. What about?
And,
oh yeah.
the Go board.
Yeah. So my dad, his grandfather wanted to teach him to play Go, and we didn't have a Go board. And one of the amazing things about Glowforge ownership is when you don't have something, you can just make it. So we printed up the Glowforge board, we printed up a bag of tiles, and that's how we learned to play Go together. Yeah. Anything else you want to tell folks about? Peek down there. Oh, the dice boxes. Yeah, we showed those before, but it's been a little while, and we had some people tune in. You can show how those work. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that skinny design before, Dan. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they're available in wide and extra skinny. And so we can pack 6 of these in together, so they store easy when we have a bunch of folks. And one of the neat things is people, you could show. People really do create and remix and innovate their own designs. That particular design was a free design that one of our customers gave away, and then we made the skinny version here ourselves. This is something that one of our customers made that I bought on Etsy as a gift from Puzzled Comics. And it's an actual comic that you're gonna have to go up and show really close, that is laser cut onto a puzzle.
Oh my goodness.
They glued it onto a piece of wood and then used their Glowforge in their home business to turn it into an absolutely unique puzzle. And so this is the sort of thing that you can do from your own home with your Glowforge. It's okay, you wanna wave goodbye? So, okay, we're gonna see Kristen's video.
Yes.
My name is Kristen Burton, and this is the story of my Glowforge powered business. In the first few months that I got my Glowforge, it was really just for fun. It was a hobby machine. I was making gifts for my friends and my family. I was making things for my son's rooms. One day somebody asked me, would you be willing to sell that? And finally I said yes. And that's really the day that my business took off. I said yes once, and then I said yes again and again and again, and I just kept saying yes. The thing that I'm most proud of are my language builders blocks. I printed a set of these blocks for my son. There's animals, there's nature, and there's numbers. On one side they have the picture, so in this case animals, and then on the other 5 sides of the block they've got the name for that animal in 5 different languages: Spanish, French, German, Japanese, and English. And I made a set for my son because I really wanted to instill this love of language and of culture in him, and he loved them so much that I started making sets for my friends who also had young kids. Everybody told me, hey, I think you've really got something here, and so I tried looking for a way to expand. I reached out to a manufacturer, I sent them a few of the prototypes that I'd made on my Glowforge, and we started mass producing these blocks, and my first batch arrived in the US, and they are on shelves in the United States to be sold, and in Australia to begin selling them there. When I first got my Glowforge, I really, if you had asked me, I could not have told you that this is where I'd be today. I had no intention of becoming an international toy designer, but it feels now like it was the natural culmination of the things that I love, and then having this amazing machine that allowed me to bring those ideas to life. People say do what you love and the money will come, and it sounds like a pipe dream, but it's really true. I started doing what I love, and I've managed to make a business out of it that I'm really proud of. I don't work a 9-to-5 job anymore. I get to spend so much more time with my children, with my family, and I get to build and design and be creative every day, and I've found personal and professional fulfillment. I wouldn't have been able to do any of that if I hadn't gotten a Glowforge.
I cannot tell you how many stories I've heard just like Kristen's and how incredibly inspirational I find it. The ability to create things from home, to create a living for yourself, for your family from home, whether it's a side income of selling stuff on Etsy or eBay, or whether it's a full-time job and you become a professional toy designer like she did, or become an international design award-winning purse maker like Akika, who we heard from earlier. The possibilities with this are just amazing. And it's not like you have to be a world-class designer to get started. My daughter drew a bunny here and turned it into earrings while everybody watched, because it's that kind of simple power that lets you bring that idea to life. And having that in your home, 80% of Glowforge units are sold into homes. Yeah, they're at Fortune 500 companies, automakers have them, big creative companies or in theme parks have them. The prop studios of major, if you watch The Walking Dead, they've tweeted pictures of some of the stuff they made with their Glowforge. Lots of fancy people have them, but everyday people like you and me have them too. I am not a designer, but I can put ideas together on paper, and they may not be world-changing special designs, but they're enough that when I make them, it makes me feel wonderful. It makes me feel connected to my family. It makes me feel like I can provide for them from home in a way that I couldn't by going and clicking on something from Amazon. Whether it be something, a powerful memento. There's a paper cut upstairs I created for my wife for our anniversary by taking a design from the 1800s, putting our names on it and framing it. Or I know some of you have been wondering about this little cow here. This thing I printed last night that I designed a while ago with my kids, that is actually an outgrowth of them studying medieval times, and it is actually a trebuchet that launches cows. And so their idea to go and actually have little cows, I suggested something else. But this sort of design, while silly and playful, is actually really incredible because in doing it, they learned about counterweights. They learned that the wheels on this aren't just so you can move it around, but it actually can fling further. if it can swing back and forth while it's launching. And we have a great experience of making this thing at home together. That is an experience that I've just not been able to have any other way.
Okay. He's gonna switch mics. Perfect.
Now?
So no
Is that
problem.
better?
I wanted to make sure. Oh,
Is that better? Can you hear me? Okay.
yes, it is.
All right, great. Yeah, so let's do some of those questions. Tamara and Vanessa ask, can I use other materials besides proof grade? Absolutely. You can take rocks from outside and engrave them. You can go to Home Depot and buy plywood. You can take a chocolate bar and engrave something on it. You can laser cut leaves. You can take copy paper and you can engrave copy paper. It is so precise that you can actually use the laser that just barely toasts the surface of the paper. You can use just about any laser compatible material you want. And that includes just about every natural organic material. It's a list of dozens of different materials. I think Lisa asked, can it cut acrylic or just engrave? It can both cut and engrave acrylic. We sell material up to 1/4 inch thick, but we've had folks bring their own material that's 1/2 inch thick or more. Hello. Ooh, leather. Thanks, sweetie. My daughter created this. Actually, it might be easier if I don't know if you can put it on this camera. But it is a leather pouch that holds cards. It says her favorite slogan, every day learn something new, and this design that she found on the internet. So she just took a rectangle, she plopped this pattern on it, text on it, and then a row of circles. So it actually cuts the holes for you, and then you can lace it up like a shoe just by going back and forth.
It's fantastic. I never thought I could do leather work, and I've made several little things like that, like wallets and card holders and things. And I love stitching it. It's quite fun.
Yeah, and
Jasmine,
we saw the my wife's Kindle holder, and actually my wallet is made on a Glowforge. Yeah, go ahead with that next question.
Oh, yeah, Jasmine on chat is just asking what file types are compatible with the Glowforge software. So Jasmine, it's you can use many file types. Anything that's a PDF, you can pop in there, but specifically to cut out something, you'll need the file type to be an SVG. But to engrave things, it can be like a bitmap type, so like a JPEG, a PDF.
And you can cut with a PDF as well. So you can cut with either PDF or SVG, and you can engrave those plus bitmaps. And in fact, I think Nick did a great demo that showed what you can do with some rather unorthodox software in a PDF.
Yeah, I think
and not just Nick
right now.
It did require some assistance. Nick couldn't do it alone.
He needed his assistant, yes.
Yeah, I was just helping him.
Hi everybody and welcome to our home. My name's Nick, one of the content designers here at Glowforge, and I'm going to show you one of the ways that I keep this little bundle of energy entertained while we're all stuck at home together.
Our toddler's about to turn 2 and he loves puzzles. He's currently going through his fire truck phase, and so I thought it'd be fun to show you how to make a fire truck puzzle using free Google software and a fire truck icon that you can download online. Now let's start with the design. I know I need a simple frame to hold the puzzle pieces, so I'm going to jump into Google Drawings and draw a rounded rectangle. I think it'd also be fun to add some text, so I'm going to type out the siren noise and I'm going to pick a fun font. Once I'm done, I'll download a PDF of my drawing. Okay, let's jump over to the Glowforge software where we can assemble our design. I can click Add Artwork and we'll bring in the fire truck icon that I downloaded earlier today, and we'll also upload the frame and the text from Google Drawings. Now the Glowforge software is really easy to use. You can drag and drop, resize, and copy and paste exactly as you'd expect. I found my fire truck icon on the Noun project, which is a great resource for artwork to help your designs. I need a driver for this fire truck, so I'm going to use the Noun project to find a pigeon icon as well, inspired by one of my son's favorite books. I can download a copy, upload it straight to Glowforge, and then drag it into position. Now my idea is to print the driver's window from clear acrylic so the pigeon can be seen underneath. So I'll position the pigeon and copy and paste the pigeon and the back panel at the same time so I know the pigeon will print in the right spot. Once I'm happy with my layout, I'll hit print and send my design to Glowforge. Cue the adorable printing montage.
Wow, Nick.
I
Wow.
know. He made that yesterday, by the way. We've been losing our minds about it the whole morning. Our team has. Love it.
I saw that showed up at 2:15 this morning, and that was just amazing.
One
And
of those
by
weeks.
the way, you are not going to believe this, but there's that moment in the video where you see Knox looking at the button with his look on his face. It goes, I get to press this? And you are going to have that look on your face too.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe it as an adult. That is not just a kid thing. The magical delight when you get to push a button and have something that you've imagined actually show up in your own two hands, when you get to hold it, when you get to use it, when you get to gift it, when you get to take pictures of it, share it with your friends, it is absolutely transformative. And that ability, like, that's why I created the company. So that each and every one of us could have that moment of incredible delight to say, no, the thing I thought up isn't just in my imagination, it's real, it's in my hands, and it is making my family happy. It is giving me joy. It is helping me provide for myself. It is my new source of income. Like, that is something that I don't know any other way that you can come about that. And it is so powerful and it's so incredible.
So Dan, we only have about 5 minutes left and I'm getting urgent last questions.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yes, Michelle is saying, can it engrave on tile? Yes, not only can it engrave on tile, it's super easy to do. It's gorgeous. My son sold for a fundraiser a whole bunch of tiles where he just engraved clip art on them. And then, and there was white tiles. And so it engraved and then he painted over it. And the paint wipes off everywhere that you didn't engrave. So they're bright colors. They look amazing. You can also engrave on dark tile. And then it's this really high contrast. It's stunning. What else do we have?
Yes, a bunch of things about if they buy today, when will it arrive? And also a lot about maintenance.
7
like
days
how does
or
one
less.
take care of their Glowforge?
Oh yeah, taking care of your Glowforge. Okay, so if you buy today, it's gonna arrive in 7 days or less for the Plus and Pro. We have those both in stock right now. Here's how you take care of your Glowforge. You open up this little wipe, which is the wipe that's used for your glasses. And then you open up your Glowforge and you wipe here, and then you wipe here, and then you wipe there, and then you don't think about it for another month or 4, depending on how often you use it. That's
so
it.
keeping those lenses
It's not like an
very
inkjet
clean.
printer where you have to like reload it with ink. It's not like a traditional laser printer where you have to put toner in it. All it does is use electricity, and it doesn't even use very much electricity. While it's on sitting here, it uses less than a laptop. While it's actually printing, like in the middle of a print, it uses about the same as a desktop. It's not going to add to your electrical bill, and there is nothing that you need to pay to keep it running. The software is free for life. The machine itself doesn't require any disposable parts besides those little wipes that are like 50 cents each. We sell them. You can buy them on Amazon, or if you can, leave the house at your local drugstore. And you need one of those basically once a month, depending how often you print.
Yeah. So, and I see people are worried. They've heard that we might not have many left in stock, and will shipping be delayed because of the quarantine situation in our country right now? But
so
no,
we are
right now
able to ship out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we are able to ship out units in our promised timelines right now. So if you order a Pro or a Plus, we've got shipping in about 7 days, and a Basic, I believe, right now is about 3 weeks, depending on if you're in the United States. And also,
I believe Pro and Plus is free shipping within 7 days. And a lot of those are getting there in 3 or 4 days. It's up to 7 days for some of the farthest shipping times. But we do have those in a warehouse that's been cleared to continue to operate. It is reasonable for you to be worried about running out. We had stockouts. We sold out in the first week of December. It was so incredibly popular. So many of these went into homes over the holiday, but we do have them available if you order right now within 7 days delivery.
Yep. And I wanted to mention again that special at-home live stream discount link that we put together for you all. So it's glowforge.com/make from home, and that will get you $500 off a Pro, $250 off a Plus, or $100 off a Basic, and it expires at the end of the month. So if you visit that URL, you can expect for it to bring you to the order page, and you'll see that your price, it has a special referral discount on it. That's this discount.
So you'll see that at checkout when it says that referral discount.
And yes, CJ, we do offer payment plans, and yes, you can use this discount with a payment plan. The payment plan that we offer right now is through Affirm. You also may be able to get payment plans through PayPal as you check out.
2 other links that I want to share with you. One of them is if you decide to get a Glowforge, we've had requests from medical professionals to ask people who have a Glowforge at home if they can help them create products for their community, personal protective equipment. So if you go to makecovidstop.org, did I get that right? We might have that.
Yeah.
Makecovidstop.org. You
We've
can
got
sign
that right
up to be
there.
notified. There we go. Sign up to be notified if there's somebody in your area who needs your help. You can also do that if you don't have a Glowforge yet, but if you have a sewing machine, if you have a 3D printer, if you have any sort of creative tool that you can put to use to help your community. So again, you can sign up at makecovidstop.org. Also, if you're a medical professional, you can use that to get in touch and request help from our network of, we have tens of thousands of people who have these products in their homes and are ready to help. So if you're a medical professional who needs personal protective equipment created in your area, you can get in touch with us as well. Last but not least, has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing, but since we're stuck at home, my brother, Ari Shapiro, who's a reporter for NPR, and I created shapiroschool.org. And if you need something to keep your little ones or yourself busy for half an hour, you can find my brother, Ari, teaching current events. So you can hear the host of NPR's All Things Considered teaching your kids about current events. And we're adding some new teachers. Yesterday, we covered Music Appreciation 101 with Grammy Award nominated opera singer, Anthony Roth Costanzo. So Glowforge is an amazing community. We create things together with our own two hands, anything from juggling balls to beautiful artwork. The community comes together in times of crisis like this, whether it's to make things or to share resources. I cannot thank you enough for joining us here today. I hope you're able to join us. I hope you are able to bring a Glowforge into your home and become a part of this, because it is the most meaningful community I've ever been a part of. It is the most spectacular enhancement to the way I interact with my family in my home, to be able to create things from my imagination and bring them to life. It is a little piece of the future that I've been able to bring forward into my own home to share with those I love and care about. I hope you're able to get for yourselves as well. We can put that discount on one more time. Bailey, how long does that last?
Yeah, so that lasts until the end of March. So I think you've got a little over a week. I think the 31st is on next Tuesday, I believe. My birthday is on
Excellent.
Sunday, the 29th. So
And by the way, I should say,
Tuesday.
this is the best price we have ever had on this Glowforge for sale. You will not find any better price before, and we've never done that before. We don't expect to have any better price. So this is the best time to do it. You can get it within 7 days. You can get free shipping on the Plus and Pro, and you get a discount of up to $500. I hope you're able to make a decision to bring a Glowforge into your home today. But regardless of that, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.